Alright, down. How do you get the Genocide? And I beat the game 2 times. You have to kill everything. And I mean literally everything. Like, so you don't know it because the encounters are random, but there's actually a certain amount of enemies in, like... Well, basically, you have to kill a certain amount of enemies in the ruins, and that will trigger it. Have you prepared for that fight? I am prepared. We're ready. We're ready to do Sans. Shoot, I did not expect us to do Sans today. Oh yeah, I don't know what you were saying was OP, Isaiah, but unless it's the Temmie Flakes, everything's OP. Again, I did research for this one. Kind of research. Slapdash a bit. I thought I had more healing room. I thought I had more room in my pockets. But, yeah. Alright. Let's go to fight Sans. So the fight happened was easy as pie. I actually don't remember if I actually get to kill Asclor. I don't remember. Lots of yays in the chat. My, so you finally arrived. After our first meeting, I realized something ghastly. You're not just a threat to monsters, but humanity as well. Oh my, that's an issue. Your boss music? Yes. Yes, sir, it's time. It is time. You see, I can't be a star without an audience. And besides, there are some people I want to protect. Eager as always, eh? But don't touch that dial, there's something you haven't accounted for. As any true fan would know, I was first created as a human eradication robot. I was only after becoming a star that I was given a more photogenic body. However, those original functions have never been fully removed. Come any closer and I'll be forced to show you my true form. Fine then. Ready, it's show time! I kind of shifted out of robot there. Introducing Mettaton Neo. Asgore is easy, yes. He is easy. My voice is hilarious. It is. I'm basing it off of the Mondasian Cyberman, actually, from Doctor Who. I'm gonna check. Very enjoyable. Thank you, everyone who likes the voice, though. I wanted to do something that wasn't typically Mettaton, and I was kind of struggling, so I just went for, like, again, Mondasian Cyberman is what I was going for.
Accessing. Bill Potts. Locating. Bill Potts. I am Bill Potts.
It's not that good of an impression, but it's kind of, like, similar, I think. Yeah. Mettaton Neo. 90 attack, 9 defense. Dr. Alphys' greatest invention. Stage lights are blaring. I do not want to do that, just in case. I also don't want to do any of those. I don't want to use up any of that. Yeah, I guess I should probably just... Let's try an attack. Mettaton Neo. Guess you don't want to join my fan club? Well, that was really easy. I was saying yes, but I don't know to what to. But yeah, having the what's it called, the burnt pan does not progress the fight faster, but it does make healing items a bit more effective. I just figured it was more effective to have the invincibility. Yeah, Mettaton Neo is a joke. Ooh, long elevator. Is it supposed to happen? I guess so. But yeah, yeah, best song. It's a pretty. I suppose you're all hyped for the Sand song. Anyway, yeah, that's Hotland done in 49 minutes. Quality sound, a long elevator. Oh my gosh, got all the long elevator stands. Does this elevator go anywhere? It is in use. It isn't working. Oh. I think Folly will pop up soon. Don't know when. Just walking through this empty, silent city. Haunting. I think he pops up here, actually. Like somewhere on this walkway. Because Folly will give some exposition instead of the normal stuff that happens. Oh, no, it's here because we have the ghost of the old music playing. Oh, we have a box up here. So yeah, burnt pants in here, mystery key is in here, useless items in here. I mean, I could get the... No, we're committed to what we have. We're ready. Man, I did not think we'd be getting to Megalovania. I mean, Sans as a boss. Nothing useful. Seems like gardening tools. The codes are still warm. It's a great reading chair, but it doesn't seem like anyone uses it. Ooh, so. Howdy, Fly. You see, you finally made it home. Remember when we used to play here? Hee. Boy, today is going to be just as fun. Folly also knows that Sans is coming up. He has some flavor text that mentions having trouble with Sans. So, like, we actually are going to be... So, like, he knows what's coming. Nothing useless. It's a golden flower. Megalovania. No chocolate. Dang fridges. There's some white fur stuck in the grain. I've read this already. You took the key and put it on your phone's keychain. Stovetop. It's a trash can. It's full of crumpled up recipes for butterscotch pie. Don't trust Folly. His boss battle is hard, but I beat it. But I do know that it was incredibly annoying before the Sans fight. Folly takes... He's exposition, but I have fun with talking in exposition, so it shouldn't be that annoying. I remember when I first woke up here in the garden. I was so scared. I couldn't feel my arms or my legs. My entire body had turned into a flower. Mom, Dad, somebody help me, I called out. But nobody came. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a defined voice for Folly. I'm just going on off mood for him, I guess, and kind of high-pitched a little. It's a golden flower. For Kara's voice, or the narrator's voice, I'm actually using my own, because technically in this run, they're Fly, and Fly is me. Dusty toys. His bed. My bed. My drawing. I don't know why that one was in red. Well, the other ones were normal. Ellipses. Kara does seem like someone emotional. But nobody came. Our clothes. There's a heart-shaped locket inside the box. Will you take it? I'm afraid no. These items, while interesting to be here, knife inside the box, they're just useless at this point of the run. So yeah. Poor Flowey. Yeah, poor Flowey's about to die. I mean, he's evil. It's fine. It's a golden flower. It's a golden flower. Oh, we've been killing everyone else. What's a golden flower? Room under renovations. Victoria's room. Eventually, the king found me, crying in the garden. I explained what had happened to him. Then he held me. Fly. He held me with tears in his eyes, saying, There, everything is going... I should ask. There, everything is going to be alright. He was so emotional. But for some reason, I didn't feel anything at all. Took the key and put it on your phone's keychain. It's a golden flower. It's me, Fly. And so I'm using my voice for Fly, because it's me. Stands for Flowey, Psyche sucks. Flowey is a divisive character. Somewhat. I don't want to get into Flowey. It's not Flowey's day to shine. We're doing Saiyans. The entries are always the same. It's just a chair. It's a king-sized bed. Macaroni out of a flower. For King Dad. Nothing useful. Still has that sweater. I like this more personal aspect to Kara narrating. It's a trophy. #1 Nose Nuzzle Champions 98. Like, there's the whole narrator Kara series. Before you said that Folly is evil, it's fine, I said it. Yeah. I can feel some sympathy for Folly, but for the same way it's so easy to remember that he's the villain of this game, it says some pretty messed up things. He has done that. It's interesting, you don't get to save him. Like, even under... I mean, you do technically save him in the battle, but, like, he's resigned to his fate. And Kara's also just kind of dead. The only way you can access Kara is through murder runs. Narrator Kara has been around for... Yeah, red text is unsettling, but, like, then, like... Kara's just, like, still has that sweater. Like, I don't know. There's something so interesting in this... Clearly narrated by Kara. It's in the red, because we can debate narration theory all you want, but the red text is definitely Kara. And they're just, like, reminiscing, like, they still have that sweater. There's something interesting there. Honestly. Don't know what's honest, because the chat's a bit behind. But yeah, I think there's something interesting. Kara's very interesting, but Kara is also very vague, and I unlocked the chain. The date I came here. Exactly how, like, since we, like, there is the narrator theory, and I do like it, but technically the only time we know Kara, right, I soon realized I didn't feel anything about anyone. My compassion had disappeared. And believe me, it's not like I wasn't trying. I wasted weeks with that stupid king, vainly hoping I would feel something, but it became too much for me. I ran away from home. Eventually, I reached the ruins. Inside, I found her, Fly. I thought of all people, she could make me feel whole again. She failed. I realized those two were useless. I became despondent. I just wanted to love someone. I just wanted to care about someone. Fly, you might not believe this, but I decided it wasn't worth living anymore. Not in a world without love. Not in a world without you. So, I decided to follow in your footsteps. I would erase myself from existence. And you know what? I succeeded. I always thought of Chara as you, the player of the game, and buy into a pixelated character that the main character of the game makes a deal with. Kara is Joe. No, Kara is not Joe. But Nobody Came is him being meta and referencing you killing all the monsters in one place. And trying to find more Kate, except there aren't any left. I mean, But Nobody Came is a common line. It's actually is often surrounded by Flowey, even in like pacifist or / neutral runs. It's also, I think, an Earthbound reference, if I remember right. But as I left this mortal coil, I started to feel apprehensive. If you don't have a soul, what happens when you... Something primal started to burn inside me. No, I thought, I don't want to die. Then I woke up, like it was all just a bad dream. I was back at the garden, back at my save point. Flowey might not be able to feel, like, all emotions, but he seems to feel some emotions about the situation. On Bob the Hand's point, yeah, I mean, you don't learn a lot about Kara, but, like, Kara did things before the game began. They have a backstory. Kara Dreamer deleted a message. Or Flowey gets it. No, we're already gonna kill Flowey. It's not a good threat. No one, most of the people already wanted, like the person you're threatening, Isaiah, like is perfectly fine with Flowey dying. No, Karia, like, they're not quite the player, cause like you do play as them, your name's in the background, and there is some confliction there, but like they're definitely not the character. They're not the player. They do stuff. They have a backstory, and they seem to have emotions. Talking to Azrael at the end of the fight, at the end of Pacifist, has him talking about Kara's personality, which isn't really a thing that the player has. The player has personality to him, or to them. I guess I don't know who's playing, but like the player's me. It's it's just me. The game can't predict that. And also specifically since we're seeing a bunch of divide with Deltarune and Chris between the player and the played. I don't know. I probably still default to narrator theory. I quite like it. I'm not sure if it's... it's definitely a theory. Or, well, it's definitely a speculation. It's definitely not determined. But I do like narrator theory. It fits well enough. It's fun. It does explain why Fly is at the bottom of the screen throughout the entire experience, even good and bad. But yeah, it's... I don't know. Kara's really complicated. And, yeah, Kara is also a fictional character, yes. That is true. But, you know, if you don't at least... Look, I'm not getting super invested this time around. Like, I do love these characters and stuff, but I am murdering them all, and you gotta have a bit of a detachment for that. But, like, if you don't care at all, then what's the point, you know? So I know Kara's a fictional person, but I think it's interesting to think about him. Interested, I decided to experiment. Again and again, I brought myself to the edge of death. At any point, I could have let this world continue on without me. But as long as I was determined to live, I could go back. Amazing, isn't it, Fly? I was amazed, too. I'm sure you could also do an in-depth thing on Flowey. It's hard to tell exactly what Flowey does and doesn't feel, because, like, Flowey clearly feels some emotions. Like, he has to, for some of the things he's describing. Like, he's desperate for things. Desperation is an emotion, I think. Who's like button a criminal. Yeah, it's you. Yes. Again, also just going back to that one scene where Kara's like, he still has that sweater. I don't know why. That's just an interesting line to me. Kara, like, you have these creepy stuff Kara says, but then Kara's just like, that's what's so, like, Dad kept the sweater. And there's something so normal about that. Again, I'm not sure I'm up to the task of decoding exactly how much Flowey feels, but that's definitely a whole other thing you could do. At first, I used my powers for good. I became friends with everyone. I solved all their problems flawlessly. Their companionship was amusing. For a while, as time repeated, people proved themselves predictable. What would this person say if I gave them this? What would they do if I said this to them? Once you know the answer, that's it. That's all they are. Again, also, Flowey doesn't go insane just because they can't feel anything. It's specifically that time loop, or that game, that like ability to reset time that makes them all predictable. It's just the lack of emotions is what allows Flowey to not feel bad about it, or like it allows Flowey to put it away. Because, like, again, Flowey doesn't go nuts immediately, and Flowey, like, it's really more of the spending time with people and starting to see them more as objects, which we do as the game. And, like, we have the ability to feel emotions. It all started because I was curious. Curious what would happen if I killed them. Again, like, it's apathy, but, like, there is still some angst in, like, those beginning lines. It's not that angst that... The apathy is induced by, like, by the predictability. The fact that no matter how many times you might play a game, they're always going to do the same thing every time. So, like, and that's a compelling reason to go nuts, I think. But, I, like, the emotionless thing only helps that a little. Is not the driving force behind it. And I'm not quite sure exactly how emotional Flowey is, because, like, Flowey, he might not be able to feel love, but, like, he feels desperation. He feels a desire to not die. Survival instincts. What counts as a feeling? I mean, I guess what matters is what Toby thinks counts as a feeling, because that's what Flowey would then feel. I don't like this, I told myself. I'm just doing this because I have to know what happens. Ha ha ha, what an excuse! You of all people must know how liberating it is to act this way. At least we're better than those sickos that stand around and watch it happen. Oh, sick chat burn! Those pathetic people that want to see it but are too weak to do it themselves. To be fair, that was me for a long time. Like, for a long time, like, I played Undertale, like, a while back. Actually, probably around when it was first popular. And then I came back, like, 4 years later. I guess, like, 5 or 6 years later, actually. Wanting to finally do it, because as much as now that Deltarune's out and I'm playing Deltarune, I feel like I felt a bit of that pressure, like, I want to do it. Plus, I've put a few much harder... I've put some harder games under my belt. When I first played Undertale, I hadn't done Celeste or Cuphead yet. So, like, I wasn't used to doing hard stuff. This room's so dark. I bet someone like that's watching right now, aren't they? Oh, yeah. Aren't you? But, yeah, no, I have no business doing that. Like, that was me for a while. Nowadays, even that's grown tiring. You understand, Fly. I've done everything this world has to offer. I've read every book, I've burned every book, I've won every game, I've lost every game. I've appeased everyone, I've killed everyone. Sets off numbers, lines of dialogue. I've seen them all, but you're different. I never could predict you, Fly. First off, most of the time that's because Fly is dead for the majority of the time. And then, but with me here, the player... They can't predict what. It's almost a little bit of. There's almost a little bit of Monica stuff going on here, because like, Flowey here is desperately clinging on to the being that it knows is actually real. After seeing, there's like Monica vibes with this. I didn't notice that before. That's a bit close. Yeah. When I saw you in the ruins, I didn't recognize you. I thought I could frighten you, then steal your soul. I failed. And when I tried to load my save file, it didn't work. Fly, your determination. Somehow, it's even greater than mine. And that's just because I'm real. Presumably. I just have one question for you, Fly. How did you get back to the ruins from here? Wait, I know. She must have taken you when she left. And decided to give you a proper burial rather than... Oh yeah, that's what that is. Hanging out in the basement forever. But why then? What made you wake up? Did you hear me calling you? Yeah, Fly just assumes that I'm... Fly just assumes that I'm Fly or Kara. Which is interesting. Yeah, and apparently... I mean, if Toriel did move Kara's body back to the ruins, which I think is implied to have happened, you can actually see that's why the coffin is empty. I think. We'll get to that later as well. Which makes sense. That might matter why Frisk and Kara are linked, if you believe they're linked, because, again, Kara's a whole bag of worms. It doesn't matter now. I'm so tired of this Fly. Yeah, killing him is almost a mercy. He doesn't have to deal with a living not knowing anything anymore. I'm tired of all these people. I'm tired of all these places. I'm tired of being a flower. Fly. There's just one thing left I want to do. Let's finish what we started. Let's free everyone. Then, let's let them see what humanity is really like. That despite it all, this world is still kill or be killed. Then, well, I had been entertaining a few ways to use that power. Ellipses. but seeing you here changed my mind. Fly, I think if you're around, just living in the service world doesn't seem so bad. That's just it. Flowey has emotions. Like, they're weird, stilted emotions, but, like, Flowey has them in some capacity. Flowey really becomes attached to Fly in both worlds. Flowey doesn't, unlike Monica, as I was talking earlier, Flowey doesn't realize that I'm a player character. He hasn't gotten to that point. But, like, Flowey really misses Fly, even through the soullessness thing in, like, all of the runs. Which makes me think, I mean, it could be impressions, but I really don't think, it makes me wonder about Fly themselves. We don't even need to leave to get them this time. The king has 6 of them locked away. I've tried hundreds of ways to get him to show me them, but he just won't. Fly, I know he'll do it for you. Why am I telling you all this? And then helping me throughout the way with the puzzles? Fly, I said it before. Even after all this time, you're still the only one that understands me. You won't give me any worthless pity. Creatures like us wouldn't hesitate to kill each other if we got in each other's way. So that's... Oh no, I might have screwed up. So that's why... Ellipses. What's this feeling? See, you are feeling things, Flowey. Flowey, come here. I was just gonna do a bit of a stab. Why am I shaking? Hey, Fly, no hard feelings about back then, right? Ellipses. Hey, what are you doing? But back off! Hi, I've changed my mind about all this. This isn't a good idea anymore. You should go back, Fly. This place is fine the way it is. Ellipses. Stop making that creepy face! I'm Shaggy, aren't I? That's what this voice is. This is what is Shaggy. This isn't funny. You got a sick sense of humor. Judgment Hall. Last corridor. Well, that's what this is. We can finally skip that. When it comes to entertainment, we know you have a choice, and we thank you for flying with the Flightship. We hope you continue to the next episode of our flight, and consider joining our frequent flyers program by hitting the subscribe button.